One take, one shot, raw review where there are no edits, so I'd better not mess up. And you better subscribe to the channel and comment so you can win this belt. Not a toy. I'm going to give it away at 20,000 subscribers. So don't forget to hit that bell notification and do a like, right? Yeah, like. All right, so now that you've liked, did I like this Raw? I guess I liked the Raw. I guess it wasn't. It didn't like. Was it a god awful Raw? No. Was it a god great a Raw? No. It was a god okay Raw. It was okay. I had, let me see, I counted 18 yawns, but I had Non-Cyclist Pro, he counted 21 yawns, so I might have miscounted there. So 18 to 21 yawns, and that first hour really just dragged on, and it brought the whole atmosphere down. When it took like an hour to get to the main meat and potatoes of this Raw. We started with CM Punk came out, right? CM Punk came out and he cuts a little bit of a good promo, right? He cuts a small promo, but I still don't know how to feel because it's not like he overcame the odds last week that much. Bron Breakker in a gauntlet match had fought 3 people and then CM Punk came and defeated him. If I recall Kofi Mania, Kofi was in a gauntlet match to get that match against Daniel Bryan, and Kofi had to fight like 3 or 4 people to get to Daniel Bryan. So that was a big deal. The babyface overcame the odds, but last week, CM Punk just came in and beat up a really tired guy. So it's like, okay. Well, either way, CM Punk does come out, and CM Punk comes out, and then Gunther will eventually come out, and Gunther says, hey, we're a lot alike. You're here for money. I'm here for money. You have a big ego. I have a big ego. But the difference is, and this was Gunther's big, because Gunther usually does a gotcha moment, and the gotcha moment was, the only difference is your ego's big because of those people. My ego's big because I back it up in the ring. And that was kind of it, and he walked away. And it was really weird because CM Punk was just left not talking. That's CM Punk's thing, talking. And I mean, he's good in the ring, but he just had nothing to say. Are they telling a story that he has misgivings, that he doesn't think that he can beat Gunther? If they want to tell that story, then fine. That'll be good, right? And I would be okay with that. In fact, that would be kind of a great story because you got this, CM Punk's a little up there in age. He needs to win the world title. He needs to prove it. And so Gunther's this guy retiring Goldberg. Love you for that, Gunther. And doing all these things, 666-day title reign. He might be afraid of Gunther a little bit on some level, or maybe afraid that he can't hang with the big dogs of WWE anymore. So if they tell that storyline, then it makes sense why CM Punk, he was a lost for words. Okay, they did it with him and LA Knight a couple weeks back too, but at least LA Knight's a face, so maybe CM Punk was giving him respect. But right here, no, he should have went off on Gunther, but he didn't. So that was a little weird. Let's jump to the final segment as well, because we'll do the bookends. We'll do the opening segment and the final segment because a lot of you are here for Roman Reigns anyways. Roman Reigns, he returns. He came out. He walked down the aisle. Oh man, it was in Houston too. I'm so bummed. I'm 25 minutes away from Houston, and God, I wish I could have gone. But, c'est la vie. No money, I'm broke. It's my own fault. I buy too many Red Bulls. So, I couldn't go, and so maybe I'm a little bitter that I couldn't go, and that's why I'm this Raw's not that good. But it did, I laughed. There were moments where I genuinely laughed in this show. It was entertaining, just not that over the moon. I wasn't over the moon. I was parallel. I was parallel with the moon on this one. And then, anyways, we get the Tribal Chief. He comes out after Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman and the Brawns come out. I got a lot of stuff to say. And then Roman comes, right? Roman comes. He interrupts him, and Paul actually tries to say, you know what, there's a power vacuum. Seth isn't here. Why don't you come back with me? No disrespect, right? No disrespect. Let's just do it. Business, right? Business, right? And Roman's like, give me a break. You're. What do you call it? Did he call him an a-hole? He something like that. Something like that. He just kept one insult just going, and he basically said to Bron Breakker also, he's like, hey, listen, guys, once you've made it to the top, he's gonna take all the credit. And then he's gonna bail on you like he did with me. But the difference is, my faction wasn't a faction created by Paul Heyman. It was a faction created by God himself. We were the Bloodline. And I'll say this was the most face thing that Roman has done since literally helping everybody up off their butts in the War Games match in Survivor Series, because he was like, no, Paul, you might have helped me get the belt, but you know who that helped me stay on top? Jimmy. He mentioned Solo. He mentioned Sami Zayn. So he finally acknowledges that the Bloodline actually helped him, and so oh man, hopefully my nose wasn't running. If it was, well, one take, one shot. And but yeah, no, he acknowledges everybody else, and it's like cool. It's like cool. It feels good. He finally acknowledges that it wasn't him alone, and he says, "No, shove it. I don't want to go back with you whatsoever." Then Bron Breakker gets the mic, and he's like, "Good. I didn't want you. I was hoping you would say no. I'm the big dog now. This is my yard. I'm the dog. You're old. You were relevant 5 years ago. Why don't you do what you do best and go home?" And then Roman, it's like, did that really affect Roman? Did he feel it? Does he feel now? Does he feel old? Does he feel that he is now the old timer? He is now Undertaker when he beat Undertaker at WrestleMania 34, I think it was, or something. Is his time done? Or maybe it was 33. Either way, is his time done? Is this new dog the dog that replaces him? And so he goes to, that's how he looked. And then he goes to Bron Breakker and he said, "Bron, I didn't hear a word you said. Was your microphone broken?" And I'm like, "No, I heard everything he said." He throws him the microphone. He says, "Here, use mine." And then he Superman punches him. Superman punch. Yes. And then he goes to beats up Bronson Reed. I feel he should have stayed on his own. I really don't think he should have been a part of this group, but regardless, whatever. He's here. And then attack. Eventually, they get the upper hand on Roman. It's 2-on-1. They're going to do a tsunami, and then Jey Uso comes running down, and they dispel of the Bronze and the Paul. And it's like, I don't know yet if we're going to get a 1-on-1 with Roman and Bron Breakker, and then Jey and Bronson Reed, or if it's going to be a tag match. A lot of people are saying tag match. I really hope they don't do that. I really hope it's one-on-one. That I'll be hyped for. But a tag match, not so much. But regardless, that was your final segment in Houston. I heard when it went off the air that Roman did do some yeeting, so that would have been a sight to see. And then, so that was the final segment. I mean, honestly, it's kind of paint by numbers. That seems like a legit, nothing crazy. The only thing crazy is if, Paul saying, "Hey, let's join up again." But other than that, no. I mean, Bron Breakker looked really good. This was a really good segment for Bron Breakker. Bronson Reed didn't do nothing for him. Roman, making him more babyface, did that for him. And yeah, that's it. That's it for that. Let's go now to the beginning of the show. I did forget to say when they first started, the Judgment Day did come out, and Dominik handed the keys to a valet, and it was AJ Styles. AJ Styles keeps dressing up as other people to spook Dominik Mysterio, because Dominik still has to go and get a doctor's note or to get cleared. Excuse me. AJ will also, one take, one shot. AJ will also dress up like a janitor, and when Dominik is like, "Oh God!" And what's funny though is the New Day will walk by and be like, "What's going on here? Everything's out of whack." AJ Styles, well, at least he's a janitor now, like he should have always been. So that was kind of funny because the New Day saw him. But yeah, so we got that going on. What else? Naomi, I love that Naomi's a champion who shows up. She tricks Stephanie Vaquer into challenging IYO SKY, trying to weaken them both because Naomi has to fight Stephanie at Clash of Paris, and before that she has to fight Io at SummerSlam with Rhea also involved there. So she's weakening them. She's like, I wonder who would have won. I wonder who would have won between you two. So she kind of like got in her head. Then we had Rusev versus Sheamus. This was a match that was just like, it was almost like a repeat of a couple weeks ago when I was like, this is a good match for 2015. This is a good match for 2015, but right now it's not hitting. And the fans don't know who these guys are really. I mean, I guess they know Sheamus, but they don't really know Rusev. A lot of people came on board during the Roman Reigns title run. So it's just like, I don't know, it's just missing. I know, and a lot of people are gonna like it. There is an audience for it because it was like very hard hitting old school, like NWA, WCW back in the day, 91, 92. But it's 2025. It felt off. And then there was like 2 or 3 commercials during it. When it was all said and done, that first hour, or by the time Sheamus and Rusev was done, all we had really was the Punk and Gunther moment, and that Naomi and Stephanie segment, which was only like a minute. When it was all said and done, Rusev and Sheamus, it was 7:39. We were 39 to 40 minutes into the whole thing. 8:49, sorry. 8:39, 8:40. So it was like, oh my gosh, it was a drag. We did have Grande Americano show up. He was doing an interview. He spoke Spanish, perfect Spanish. I'm not even going to bother. I'm not going to bother to translate what he said. I could just hear that he was speaking Spanish, and I don't want to insult him by, looking up what he said. But he speaks Spanish, and then Dragon Lee comes and says that you're a pretender, and it's like, maybe Dragon Lee's a pretender. Ever notice that Dragon Lee and Chad Gable are about the same size? Huh. Now I don't see Chad Gable around anymore, so like I'm beginning to think that everybody has been throwing shade on Grande Americano to get shade off of, I don't know, maybe Dragon Lee. Maybe Dragon Lee's Chad Gable. That's all I'm going to say. I said maybe. I didn't say definite, but I did say maybe. And then we go to a triple threat. We have the LWO, Hat Guy, No Hat Guy, and we have the New Day, and we have the American Made team, the Creed Brothers. I don't know why we didn't have the Viking Raiders, War Raiders here, because weren't they complaining about the tag team division like a couple weeks ago, but they're not to be seen. Grande Americano will get involved, but he only goes after Dragon Lee for the disrespect, and that will cause distraction and confusion and all these things to the point that the LWO actually get a victory, and that's kind of cool. They're like, they are the jobbers of WWE. I guess now Tozawa and Otis officially have that title because the LWO has a tag team title match against Judgment Day coming up, and I make fun of the LWO because I don't really know their names and stuff, but I will say they're very talented. They are very, very talented, and when they cook, I'm telling you what, it's a like a 5-course meal, and so they win. Then we go to, let's see what's up next. Io and Stephanie segment. That's when they actually fall apart and challenge each other. Dominik and Pierce, they have their moment. That's when AJ's a janitor. Becky comes out. So if you're going to watch Raw, like, this is the point where you should start watching Raw, because this is when it gets really, like, it gets pretty interesting here. So the first hour, forget about it. But when Becky comes out in her red and yellow like Hulk Hogan, that's when it's good. She's gaslighting Lyra, saying, who needs 2 belts? I needed it because I had to break history, but that's, like, besides the point. Loved it. And then she's like, why is Lyra going for the tag team titles? Which Bayley actually made this happen. And Lyra was like, what are you doing? And Bayley's all pumped. That's because we never got our WrestleMania match. Let's go. And for some reason, Adam Pearce gave it to her. So then we go into a Lyra Adam Pearce match after Lyra and Becky said it's going to be a no DQ match at SummerSlam, whatever. Becky leaves. So Lyra and Bayley now versus Raquel and Roxanne. This was a good match, right? This was a very good match. Raquel Rodriguez continuing to impress me. And Bayley's so funny in this match. She's like, let's go. You keep waiting for Bayley to turn on Lyra, but she actually never does. What happens is Dominik gets involved for a minute. Raquel accidentally kicks him, right? He falls down. So the medics come to Dom because, he's got a hurt rib still. And one of the medics is AJ Styles, and he starts pumping his chest like for CPR and stuff. So that was hilarious. Though a viewer did point out that, didn't we say that if AJ touched Dom before he was cleared, the title match would be off? So technically, the title match should be off, but I don't think, let's forget about that. That's just a mere little plot point or plot hole there. So Dominik runs away. During that hubbub, Becky Lynch comes out from under the ring, stops Lyra from getting in, and Bayley takes the pin. So Bayley seemed like she was going to turn the whole time. She was acting a little weird the whole time, never did turn. And then she got pinned, and I bet Bayley will blame Lyra for that. But that's where we end there. We got a cool, and then Raquel and Roxy looked really, really good. Then we go to, we actually have a Karrion Kross match with Sami Zayn. Sami's like, I'm done with this. I don't want to hear it. Sami's very protected because he's like, he's not supposed to be there. His ribs, this. Sami versus Kross, and Kross needed to win this, period. If Kross lost, I would have been like, yeah, he's fired. He's going to be future endeavored, but no. At some point, he gets a pipe from Scarlett, and before the haluva kick, right to the ribs, and 1, 2, 3. While he was pinning him, though, his nose must have got hit or something, and he started bleeding, right? And Scarlett comes in and doesn't realize he's bleeding out his nose, because it's not horrible, but he keeps trying to wipe his face, and Scarlett kisses him. She gets some blood on her face, and she sees it, but she doesn't miss a beat. She just kind of goes just smiling with the blood on her face. Both of them looked really cool, honestly. I liked it a lot, and I'm glad they didn't shy away from it. So that was a cool segment. Then we go to IYO and Stephanie. The match was good. The match was fine. Everyone else seems to love Stephanie Vaquer more than I do, so I'm still trying to, I like her. Don't come at me oh my gosh, you don't like Stephanie Vaquer? No, I like her, but I'm not in love with her yet. I'm in love with, Naomi. I even like, what's her name? Who's the American-made one? Ivy Nile. I like Ivy Nile a lot, but I still haven't connected with Stephanie for some reason. But regardless, I can see the talent. So it's a great match. But eventually the Secret Hervis actually get involved and attack Stephanie. We all thought it was going to be Naomi, but eventually, while they're and Chelsea Green and the Hervis are attacking, then Naomi does attack, and eventually Rhea Ripley comes out. It's a big old hubbubaloo. I think Chelsea Green takes up 800 finishes, and then that's pretty much it. The Green, the Hervis, and Naomi, they all hightail it out of there, and that'll probably be a triple threat for next week. I think we're going to get to the point where we get the Bella Twins and Stephanie versus the Hervis and Chelsea at SummerSlam, but I don't know. I thought maybe Nikki would do the savior, but whatever the case may be, that's what happened here. Then we go to the main event segment, which I already talked about. So there you go. That's your Monday Night Raw. I did struggle. I think I'm suffering from too much content, too much wrestling fatigue. With the Raw, the Smackdown, the NXT, the PLE. Only 3 weeks apart. We're building. We're rushing to the SummerSlam. I think after SummerSlam, or maybe actually after Clash of in Paris, when it starts to slow down, like tonight's Raw, I think, like, to me, I'm going to say it was a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chops on the chopometer, while some segments were a 10. Like AJ and Dominik throughout the show, that was like a 9 or 10. Humorous. Roman Reigns talking, that automatic 9, right? 8 to 9 right there. But like when you just put it all as a whole, it drops to a 6. But if this were to happen when we weren't just being just completely bombarded with wrestling, if they took out, like if Saturday Night's Main Event would have happened and maybe Evolution, I'd probably be like, this was a banger Raw. This was probably a 7. You get what I'm saying? I just think it's oversaturated at the moment, and there's worse problems to have. This wasn't a horrible Raw, and there are going to be some people who are like, this was an 8 or a 9, and I'm very happy for those people. I don't want to take away your enjoyment because I didn't enjoy it as much as you did. And tomorrow might be different. These are one take, one shots, so it's very raw. I have no time to think about how much I really enjoyed it. Because sometimes I do wake up and I'm like, you know what, that was better than I gave it credit for last night. And then I'll have to correct myself in hot takes. So I don't know. Speaking of hot takes, there's hot takes up. Go do a hot take. So there you go. 18 to 21 yawns. I think there was 12 commercials and a 6 out of 10 on the chop-o-meter. Boys, girls, see you tomorrow for hot takes. See you then. Bye.